Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of my journey to living a slightly more minimal life and organising my space to make it the best, most livable space that I can possibly have for 2 human beings. So today I am going to be tackling my shoes, my coats and my bags. This is like the second part of the wardrobe, so if you haven't seen the first video, I recommend going and checking that out, because in that video I tackled all of my wardrobes and kind of went through and just sorted all of my clothes out. I organised everything and I kind of rejigged the whole system to make it work in a better way for me right now. So obviously where we've switched over seasons, I've got more of my knitwear out, my blazers have moved, various drawers and stuff have shuffled around, and I feel like organisation is something that changes with time. I don't feel like you ever get like the perfect system nailed and then that's what you stick with forever. I think as we grow and change as human beings, things are bound to move around a little bit and change. So if you want to check that one out, I highly recommend. I did also do recently a trying on everything I own video. I'll leave it linked down below and in the card, and then you can check that out. So that was me going through my wardrobes, trying everything on, seeing what I wanted to keep, what I wanted to get rid of, etc. And basically when I went back through and did the organisation recently, I ended up actually pulling out a couple more bits that I just don't think I'm going to wear or I haven't worn for the whole summer. So very, very organised now. I'm very tidy, and to be honest, I think where I am becoming a bit more minimal in the way that I look at different things, I think it's becoming easier for me to really like weed everything out and just get rid of things. So that is kind of what we're going to be doing today with shoes and bags and coats. I haven't touched those in quite a long time. I actually couldn't tell you the last time I went through coats and shoes, so it's going to be a bit of a trial and error situation. We're going to have to really go through and be a bit ruthless with things, work out a better solution for organisation. I need to order certain little bits and pieces, like I want to try and get, you know, the boot stands that hold your boots taller, because I have a couple of like tall boots that just, it looks a bit chaotic in there as I'm looking at it right now. But we're going to go through those today, and then the next video is going to be tackling a different part of the house. So there's probably going to be another maybe 3 episodes of this. So we're going to tackle things like the living room, we're going to tackle the kitchen, we're going to tackle storage cupboards, bathrooms / beauty. So there's quite a lot coming up, and I think it's going to be quite a good, wholesome, well-rounded series for me. I'm not doing everything in one week. I'm kind of slotting this in on odd days when I have time, and everything will be going on Vinted. So if you haven't already seen, I have a Vinted account. It's jessmsheppard, spelt the same as my username on here. I upload on there every so often, so whenever I've got 5 minutes I'll just pop a few bits up. So if you want to head and check that out, I recommend. Accepting reasonable offers and also accepting bundles as well, so let me know if there's anything you want over there. I highly recommend checking it out. That's the only place I sell online, so if you ever want anything of mine, that will be the only place to find me. But yeah, let's get into the wardrobes. I think I'm going to start with coats, because that's the section of the wardrobe up here that's been driving me the most insane. So we're going to tackle coats, we'll tackle the shoes down here, and then I've got a few shoes in the hallway that I want to go through. So that's where I keep like my everyday pair of trainers, my sliders when I go swimming, my gym shoes, etc. And then we also have, I think, like 2 puffer coats out there. There's some bags in a box. So we're just going to tackle everything and see what's here, see what we can get rid of, see what we're keeping, work out a better organisational system. Let's go. And quickly, because I know I'll be asked, this mug is from Aldi. I picked this up today for £3.50. It was an impulse purchase. I was on the phone to my dad when I was walking around the shop, and I saw it and thought, you know what, this is really cute and I need it. And they're just quite like aesthetic mugs, and then the straws are just from Amazon, but I'll leave those linked down below if I remember. So if I don't, just ask me and I'll link them, because they came in quite a big pack and they're really handy if you are just, you know, drinking a foamy coffee, because I quite like being able to get to the bottom of a foamy coffee. I don't like just eating the foam first. So yeah, let's get on. We're going to ignore this side. This is to be sorted in a future video, so just ignore her. We're tackling over here and this zone of the wardrobe, which I actually can't reach, which is part of why it's very messy. I can't reach this very easily, so I need to get my little step ladder from the other room, and then I'm going to keep it in the wardrobe, because I think that's a good solution to then be able to just like pop it out and get a coat and stuff, because now it's that time of year, I really need to be able to get to them. I think first things first, we'll get all of the coats out, and then I can go through them all, see which ones I like and don't like anymore, and then I can try them all on and we'll go from there. I also store my designer shoe boxes in here. So this is just the Gucci box which had my boots, which I'm actually not going to put back in because I'll forget to wear them. And then this is my Saint Laurent sandals, which I do keep in here when it's not the right season, because otherwise they're just taking up space they don't need to be taking up when I can't actually wear them at the moment. I think I'm going to structure this slightly differently, because I did used to have like the thicker, more chunky coats this end, but they're a bit harder to get out, so I think I might put them this end and then the more like autumny ones this side, just because it makes a bit more sense. So we'll go leather. I know there's another bomber jacket somewhere down that pile, but I'm thinking if I put my bomber jackets next to my denims. Coats are so hard to put in a wardrobe because they just take up so much space. Okay, actually, let's put these two at the far end, because these are the ones that I reach for the least. They're like my big chunky coats. So I reach for them rarely, but when I do, I like absolutely love them. I'm actually going to fold this one, because this is more of a good one for like running, so I can put it with my running coat. I might keep this out because I'm actually going to wear it today. I'm going to keep it out. Do you organise like coats and stuff in order of like just colour, or do you do colour and type? Because whenever I do it, I've got like the structured coats, the puffer coats, and then it kind of like fades, so like each item category is together, if that makes sense. So like all my leather jackets are together, but then they're in like colour order, and same with other types of coats. So like they're colour coded and like in order of cut, apart from these three. I can't be bothered to change that, but they're all kind of organised. So that's all my coats back in. I know there's quite a lot, but let's remember my job is fashion and outfits. So I do wear all of these. These actually all come out several times a season. I really love them all. But yeah, let's just remember that when we're moaning in the comments about how many coats I own. Let's just remember this is what I do for a living. And I also love all of them, and I've had some of them for years. Like my longest coat in this wardrobe is probably, I've had this camel one probably since about 2014. And then, I'm trying to think, that one's obviously really old. That's James's, that was second hand. Some of these were bought from second hand places like thrift shops or Vinted, etc. A couple of them are new, but like some of them, like I said, are from 2017-ish. So there is quite a few in here that have been in here for years. That looks so nice and organised. I took the black puffer out just to put it on the hook in the hallway, but that looks so much more organised now, and I kind of here for it because it just looks amazing. And then I'm just going to pop the two boxes back on here, so the Gucci box and the Saint Laurent. There we go, nice and organised and looking pretty clean and tidy. I'm thinking we might have to get all of them out to go through them to put them back in, but I've also got I'm also going to put this up on that other shelf, because this is just a random box. It's probably, I don't know what's in here. Some random nails from putting things on the wall, lovely. And a top. Fine. This is going to go up here. Let's get all of the shoes out, and then we can go through and work out what's going back in, what needs to be put in the wash, etc. Because I know full well that these, for example, really need a wash. The soles have gone a bit yellowy. They really need to go in the wash. I also might give the shelf a bit of a wipe because it's a bit dirty. Let's get every single pair of shoes out. I'm actually going to put my coffee here because I need it. Another pair that really need a clean. I'm in a bit of a trainer washing hype at the moment. I just really love washing all my trainers and making sure they're all really clean, because there's just, I don't know what it is, I've just discovered trainer washing a few months ago, and after washing a few pairs and seeing them come out so nice, I'm just loving washing my shoes. Okay, so I definitely know that some of these really need a wash. Like these white ones are just absolutely not white anymore, so they're going to go into the wash. I think these ones also, to be honest, probably could do with a bit of a wash, but I think they're not that bad, so they can go back in for now. What do I do with shoes that I don't need right now? I've got a basket at the bottom of one of my wardrobes. It's currently full of heels, so there's like, I only own like 3 pairs, but they're all in that at the moment, and I think what I might do is make that my basket of summer shoes, so things like Birkenstocks, flip-flops, etc. go into there, and then keep out the heels, because there's only 3 pairs, but I'm going to probably need them at this time of year, if ever. So I think that's a good wise move, and then we can work out where things go in here. Typically I put really flat shoes at the bottom, then I have like obviously flat shoes on this one, and then trainers and stuff go on these. Boots are up the top, and then I also have another cupboard which I think I might make that the boots cupboard. Do you know what? I'm gonna get all the boots out and then we'll see, and then I can always just move them around again. I know I'm gonna be asked. This is my Alexa that I leave in this room so that when I'm getting ready and stuff I can listen to music, but she just stays in the corner down here tucked away. But weirdly the plug is in the wardrobe. I don't really understand it, so I just kind of tuck it in, but it's been a bit chaotic, so there we go. That's all tucked in there. And then again, I'll just give this one another clean. So strangely, I'll leave it linked because I know that I'll be asked, but the little shoe storages that I've got inside here were originally meant for the hallway, and I tried them out in these Pax wardrobes because this is just a built-in Pax unit, and they fit really nicely. So I would highly recommend, if you have a Pax wardrobe and want to do something like this, that you get some of these shelves. I'll leave them links, they are from Amazon, but I, in this one, have only got one. I'm debating buying another. I think I probably will. In fact, I'm pretty sure I probably have one in a cupboard somewhere. Maybe I'll just wait and see. But what I do is I put the taller ones on the top, and I'm thinking that's a bad idea because I could actually just have double the height to put more in, and then put the taller ones at the front. And I need to get those boot thingies, you know, the ones that like help to keep boots upright, because then I can put all the tall ones here because there's not that many. So right, let's go through boots, and I think we put boots into this cupboard. I'm going to buy another thing. I've decided. I've already made the decision. There's going to be another thing bought. But let's start putting the boots back into here. So I'm going to put the boots onto the shelves and then we can rejig. So I always put them with one facing forward and one facing back for storage. It fits a lot easier. And you can fit more on a shelf because then obviously the wider part of the shoe is like compacted in on itself. Doc Martens, these need to go in. I'm going to do them up, try and keep the shape a bit better. I had these for Harry. I'm keeping them for Taylor because they were like £13 in Primark, and I just think I can get another wear, and then once I've been to Taylor I'll sell them to someone else going to Taylor. I don't need these anymore. They can go. I know Uggs are technically boots, but I'm not going to be putting them in this wardrobe because I think I'd rather use the floor space in here to be tall boots, and then obviously just get the little thing is I'm going to order them on Amazon now actually because it's just easier. But all the boots are now in here, ready to go. I need to get some more storage, and I think then I'd put the Ugg boots into here because realistically all of these are not going to fit in the wardrobes, but I do think once I've got the best storage solution it'll be fine. So I'm going to order that and order the boot hangy thingies now. But this is what it looks like. Can we see? Everything's neat. Those ones are obviously a bit on a wonk, but that's because they didn't fully fit, where the shoes are a bit more chunky, but that'll be fine. And then, like I said, I'm going to get the hangy, like, things that hold your boots taller, and then these will all be able to stand tall in the bottom. These are my Coachella boots, and I'm so in two minds because I love them, but they don't get worn very often, so I think I need to, like, really focus on styling them next year and try and see if I can make them look better. Now for the chaos of the other side. That fit a lot better than I thought it would, so now heels can just go here. Perfect. Welcome to another part of my house that you've probably not really seen before actually. I don't think ever, unless I've done like a clean with me, I don't think this part of my house is seen very often. But this is our shoe storage for like gym stuff and things that we wear quite often. So one is James's box, which we're obviously not going to touch. The other two are mine, and let me tell you, they are overflowing with trainers because I own too many pairs of trainers. So we're going to go through and clear out and see what's in here and work it out, because I've got flip-flops in here where obviously in summer I needed flip-flops a lot more. There's like random crap in the bottom of them, like they're a bit of an experience, and they don't really have any shoes in them, so they need clearing out, and we're going to do it. Let's start with this box. Actually, I'm just going to take all of them off and clean the shelf first. Okay, let's go through this. I'm going to put some bits into this tote bag, because there's like random bike bits and stuff in here from where I cycle. So we've got like padlocks and all kinds of things like that. Okay, so in this box, all I realistically need is my gym trainers. So I'm thinking that's all that's going back. So we've got my weight training ones. These are just trainers which I'm still undecided about whether I love and want to keep. If I'm honest, I think it's time for them to leave the building. But I quite like wearing them on Sundays when I don't need to, like, I can just wear nicer trainers. They're just like half trainers. And then my running trainers, and then these are for when I go swimming. So they're my most grabbed shoes in terms of like just needing them for convenience. And then this little middle box, I don't really know what's in here, to be honest. It's just a bit of a throw it all in kind of situation. Some of it's actually James's, so I'm thinking I just let him deal with this one. That's not mine. I thought it was, and it's not. So that's actually a lot more space than I thought I would have. I'll put his sliders in there. That was surprisingly quicker than I thought it would be. But I do have 3 pairs of trainers which now need to go in the other room. So I've got my 2 pairs of 550s and these ones which I wear every day. So let's put those in the other room. Okay, bags. Bags. I need to firstly find out what the hell is in all of these bags. So I'm thinking, do I get a tote and just put all the excess in? Yes. Okay, we have a tote bag. I'm going to hang off my arm. I'm putting in all of the random things that are inside of bags. I.e., we have sunglasses. Some of it can actually just go in the bin, to be honest. I'm not going to put those in the bag. I am going to tuck in the straps of bags though, because it's just a lot easier for storage. And then we can work out what's in here. Some packing cubes, lovely. I've decided, by the way, it's time to part with the Snapshot and the Soft Shot bags. I've had them for quite a while and I just do not use them, so I think it's time to just send them. I'm going to leave the things on for now actually. I think it's time to send them to a new home and someone can love them, because I know they're still quite popular bags, but I don't use them. I still have them in the dust bags. The other dust bag's actually here. I just took pictures of this one earlier. But I've got both and I don't use them, so I think it's time that they went to a new home. And as much as it's nice to hold on to these things, if they're not getting used, I'd rather someone else could use them. I get the space and then we're all winning. I do need to find more dust bags though, because my vintage ones don't have dust bags and I like to put them inside dust bags, so I normally just find like other ones, or I use random like old pillowcases and stuff. My Coach tabby, she's going. This is one of the older tabbies. I really like it and it's really beautiful. I just never ever use it. I've just found a memory card in a bag that I have had for years. I got this in Sorrento a couple of years ago and I love it. So it's like a bag that you can wear kind of over your shoulder, but it's also got like, you can wear it as like a backpack, and it's a genuine leather one that I picked up from like a random little stall that I saw when I was over there. I don't use it that often, but it is quite handy if I'm going to like work in a coffee shop or something, so my laptop fits in it, so I'm thinking I can keep it. And then it's quite a good little mini bag for if I don't want like a whole big backpack, and it's got quite a few pockets as well, so I'll keep hold of her. I think I'm going to sell these Pauline bags. So I have it in this colour and I also have a taupe colour. Never ever use them. I find them a bit too impractical for me. That one's actually still got the stuffing inside because I've never used it, but they're really cute and I love them. I think they're really sweet little bags, but I feel like if I'm looking for a crossbody bag that's like this kind of size, I have so many other bags that I use more. Like this one is a really cute colour actually. I do think it's really sweet, but I never use them, so I'm thinking it might be time to just give them a little rehome. When I say I'm being ruthless, I really am. With my job, I obviously get a lot of gifting, which I'm super grateful for, but it does mean that there's a lot of products coming and going, and I try as much as possible to rehome things. So I try and make sure that I'm using the things that I get. I have so many bags that I just don't need all of them, and I think it's time that some of them just went to new homes, because as much as it's great to have all of these bags, I'd rather bags were loved and used, and I'd rather keep to just the ones that I know I use on a regular basis. So for example, my different bags, so for example the Gucci bag, etc. I've got like different bags from different places that I just really love and use. Like all of these dumpling bags get used quite often, so they're gonna stay. They're just handy like everyday bags. Hey guys, I think we're done with tackling that. That took a lot less time than I thought. I think I was only going for about 2 hours-ish, maybe a bit less than that. So all the coats nicely organised, shoes are organised. Less than I thought they needed doing actually. I thought the hallway ones would be a bit more chaotic, but that didn't seem to be too bad. So I think we did well. Bags are also organised, so I've got a couple that are going to be going up for sale. I haven't decided yet when or how the vintage side of things is going to work. If I'm honest, I think it's just going to be as and when I've got time I'm going to put them up, so it's not necessarily going to be that all of the coats go up when this video goes up. So make sure that when you are, or if you are on the hunt for anything that I'm selling, make sure that you follow my Vinted account, and then make sure you follow me on Instagram as well, because normally I update a lot more often on there about Vinted sales and stuff. So I tend to just put everything up in like big bulk and just do it all in one go, and then it kind of just sits there until it's all sold. So that's definitely the place to check out. I don't do like sporadic uploads every now and then of a couple of items. Like I literally just put it all up at one go. If it doesn't sell within like a month or so, then it all comes offline and goes straight to the local charity shop, because I just don't want it all sat in the corner piling up. But haven't decided yet how I'm going to do it, so make sure you check out over there. There's a likelihood that by the time this video goes up it will all be listed, so if anything is left over then obviously you can head over and make any purchases that you want if anything hasn't sold already. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the giant journey to a more minimal lifestyle. I know, before anyone leaves sassy little comments that I always get from Karens, I know I have a lot of stuff and I know I'm keeping a lot of stuff. I don't believe that to live a more minimal life, I'm not saying I'm a minimalist, I've never wanted to be a minimalist, but to live a more minimal life, I don't think you need to get rid of everything you own, and I think it's a process. I'm not buying lots of stuff actively. Like I'm kind of, if I need certain items I buy them, they fill in my wardrobe, and I buy them with the money that I make from the things that I'm selling. I'm not replacing like for like every time, but whenever something new comes into my wardrobe, I make sure I take out at least 2 things. So it's always a very, very kind of good way of doing it, I guess. I'm being more like conscious with the way that I shop and buy things, etc. And everything in my wardrobe does get worn often. If it doesn't get worn, it goes straight on secondhand websites or it gets donated to friends, etc. So everything definitely has a purpose. It's here for a reason. It gets worn, it gets loved, and at the end of every season, if things haven't been worn, then I make sure to take them out, and it's just kind of, it's a process, okay? It's a process. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one, when I think I might tackle beauty and like bathrooms next. I think that's another, I'm basically going for the worst first. Like the things that bug me the most are being the first ones that we do. So like the wardrobes are really bad, I need them every day, they were stressing me out. Shoes and coats, obviously I now need coats a lot more, so that was something that really needed doing. Beauty is now the one that I need to tackle, because there's just a lot in there and I don't want it all in there. That's the one thing I think with our job, where obviously I am a content creator, you do get a lot of things through the door. There's a lot of like hair products, beauty products, like fake tans, etc. I physically, as one individual human being, could not use all of that stuff. So a lot of the time I will, to be honest, pretty regularly, I message my friends and just say, does anyone need a new anything, let me know and I'll see what I've got. And I'll basically just pull out the boxes, and if they're like, I need a shampoo and conditioner, then I'll just donate a shampoo and conditioner. If my mum comes over and she wants to raid, I let her raid. Like I very much can't use it all myself, so the products that I know I will use go into my bathroom, and then everything else sits in the cupboard until it kind of swaps out. So obviously like shampoo and conditioners, this is for the whole next video, this will all be explained properly, but shampoos and conditioners, if I'm sent like 7 across a month, I physically don't wash my hair enough to use all of those. So sometimes they go in the cupboard to be used later, sometimes I will give them to friends and stuff, and then I'll ask them for their reviews, and then yeah. Anyway, I am going to go take some pictures of all this stuff so I can put it on Vinted at a later date. I just think while it's out and not put into a bag in the corner, I might as well take all the pictures. So that's what I'm going to do now, and try and get some things moving. That's the only thing I hate about decluttering, is when you get to the point where like you've decluttered your wardrobe and then you've got to like put things into the bin, or you've got to put stuff to the charity shop and take it to the charity shop, which takes forever. Then you've got like things that need washing, except like it ends up like more comes out than goes back in, and obviously then you've got to try and work out where all that stuff goes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.